Hello, I'm Jennifer Goodman with Good Life Realty, and I'm here today with Jair Gonzalez and his beautiful partner in life and business, Jennifer Williams, and they are here from Collaborated Works. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
So, Jair, tell me, where were you born and how long have you been in Austin?
Born in Mexico City. We came to Westlake in 1983 and then went to high school here, college, and then lived in New York and worked in New York for a long time. And now we came back here to have family and to grow the practice. So.
Great. And Jennifer, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Dallas and then lived in New York City for 17 years modeling, and then started working with Jair there, came here and had our babies, and yeah, been working together ever since.
Great. And what do you guys love about Austin?
Family. Family is here. Austin's a great town, and I love summers here. And
it's easy, Austin. I feel like life here is easy. Good food, good music, quality of life is great, and kids get to be outside all the time. And then we have a big family here that helps out, which is huge.
Absolutely, you gotta have that support, especially with two little ones
Yeah.
the age of yours.
Yeah.
Full time.
Yeah, we have 1-year-old and 3.5-year-olds. So.
Yeah, so you've got a good balancing act going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're lucky.
Absolutely. So let's talk today a little bit about some trends and innovations in architecture and design, because what's so nice about your life marriage and your partnership is that you've got the balance between the two, and because you bring one element and Jennifer brings another. So let's talk about first in terms of what are some of the newest innovations you're seeing in architecture right now.
I think, especially in Austin, I think the growth has been in the detail of the work. I think there's a lot more detail happening, more money, better homes, better architecture, and technology's really helped how different people that have come into the scene have really used the technology to kind of make them smart and efficient in pretty different ways.
So what trends are you seeing in modern architecture?
I don't follow trends, and I think it's important to avoid what is happening right now. I think something that is important is to create architecture that is smart and that works for the client.
And what trends are you seeing in home design overall?
Not very many. I mean, I hate to say it, but like I think that people are using the same template to repeat the old design, mm-hmm. And a lot of times your clients keep bringing you back to that point, and it takes quite a effort to show them something that's new and innovative.
So they're almost removing innovation in some ways because they see something they like and they're like, make this.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about from an interior design perspective?
So I mean, there's the obvious ones, like everyone wants a mudroom now, and everybody wants, unlacquered brass in their homes, things like that. But in general, I feel like people want what they want, mm-hmm. And when it's your home, you have the right to that. And so we try to, cater to what our clients want.
So what trends are you seeing in kitchen design?
We try to steer away from trends and to show a client that there's a world out there that is much bigger than what everybody else is doing. Appliances have gone a long way. Mm-hmm. They've gotten smaller, more efficient. You can fit more stuff in a smaller space. Little refrigerators, little ice makers, beverage centers, stuff like that. We like to incorporate in our design. But definitely, I think it's something that I think the palette of the kitchen really is something that needs to be warm and efficient and really made for cooking. So our kitchens are industrial and grand.
For us personally, the kitchen is like the center of the home,
Sure.
So we really live in our kitchen, and so it has to be, efficient and it has to work properly, but it also has to be a beautiful space. I mean, one thing everyone seems to like these days that we're putting in the new house is like the banquette, and we kind of live in our kitchen. My girls play in the kitchen, and so we're there a bunch.
Does that affect the layout? Are you seeing any trends in the actual layout? Because you just mentioned the banquette, for example.
Yeah, I mean, less upper cabinets, more open shelves. It's not like a built-in thing that they were doing in the 90s and early 2000s, where the cabinets go to the ceiling, engage the crown molding and stuff like that. So these are more volumetric designs, and they work sculpturally. So,
what trends are you seeing in innovative materials?
yes, so something that we're doing is a concrete foundation that is poured with marble and quartz, and then we have it. They grind the foundation.
Okay.
To have a terrazzo feel, but a concrete look. So it's not so much of a material that was used in the 60s or 70s, but it kind of works really well now.
So is that more of an aesthetic, that material, or does it actually form something that is, with the soil that we have here, is it a consideration? It takes the sun better, drainage, anything like that material
No,
offers?
Well, the marble that
Looks
we
cool as
use
shit.
here, the marble that we use here, it comes from Marble Falls, and the quartz is also mined here. So it does work in a really, I don't know what to call it, but like in a great way. So it's not something that you imported. It's local. It works naturally. It really fits the environment.
Now, what are you seeing in terms of interior? What are you seeing in terms of innovative materials right now?
We are so traditional in the way that, we like natural fabrics, and we're not the best at incorporating.
Like Jair likes everything natural, and like metal windows that are custom made, and
Solid
sort of like
cabinetry.
solid wood cabinets, and kind of old school things.
Are
So
wood cabinets making a
traditional.
comeback?
For us, they are. I mean, especially
Our whole house is.
our whole house is wood. We have hardwood doors and wood trim and wood cabinets. We left them natural, so we've just been waxing them. For us, it's more about the finish of being like clean and natural and matte finishes, and we have unlacquered brass throughout the house. So kind of old world, but in a new way.
Yeah, adapted to the way we live.
So I guess that's really smart innovation, because you're taking those elements that are tried and true, and now you're bringing them forward and using them in modern design.
Yeah.
So it's warm. It's not sterile at all.
Well,
I know.
that was that's a large. That's one of the main reasons why we did bring the wood into the house, and we wanted you to see the wood, not to like paint it or to have some faux finish on it. Like, we wanted you to see the wood and see the materials, especially because it is a modern space inside, and it is a nice element to warm it up.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite wood that you use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big fan of different types of wood. In this house, quarter-sawn white oak worked best. It's a good wood that works when it's waxed, and it ages beautifully. So it's just a great material. You can stain it. You can make it dark. You can make it really light. You can bleach
What we
it.
love about it is if it gets messed up, you just, sand it down and wax it again, and it builds up a nice finish. So I feel like it's a little bit,
You can't destroy them.
yeah, I feel like it's much better than painted wood, or, it's a little more expensive, but it ends up being more kid friendly.
Jair, what is not hot these days in building?
Yeah, I think what's not hot is copying others. I think a lot of time is spent trying to emulate other people's work. It's easier to do because it's easier to give a client what they want and not kind of steer them away and say, oh, you know what, you should try this thing, and spend time trying to convince them on that. But I think it is important for invention to be able to get that little detail in, something new, something fresh, that's going to make people's experience, the relationship with the house, much better.
Jennifer, what is not hot these days in the world of design?
So what's not hot these days is to not take into account the importance of indoor-outdoor living and the relationship of the architecture interiorly and externally.
Because we've got great weather here.
Yeah, that's how we live. So, my doors and windows are open most of the year.
Yeah. It also is nice because it extends the footprint of your house. So makes a smaller space bigger and vice versa. Yeah.
So it's not hot to not consider those things.
Yeah.
Where do you see the future of new builds?
What I would love to see is smaller footprints, something that is smart and not ostentatious, customized and beautiful and with all the bells and whistles, but something that works for your family, that keeps your project in budget, so you can live there, comfortably. I think that's the smartest way to do it.
So not keeping up with the Joneses, but building something that's smart and affordable.
Yeah.
And still has all the modern aesthetic and innovation.
Absolutely, yeah.
That makes a smart home smart.
Absolutely.
What's the one thing you'd think right now that a homeowner can do to make their home a little bit more eco-friendly?
Again, to make it smaller, to use smart lighting, use dimmers, and use timers in closets and such. I think something that works really well is to, if you have the option, use natural gas where you can. Don't put all your eggs in one basket and only do electric. It gets extremely expensive. And I think kind of diversifying that kind of helps out how we live.